I found a sword, by the way.
Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death, so you better vote for someone.
Should I skip that? I wonder. He says the same things every time.
Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time.
Like you ever are.
Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
You nuts, a fucking spaceman.
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Who did it? Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be two killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Hmm? What do you mean?
The transfer student. Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be a culprit? Well, according to the ritual, you need to burn the book, and the book is still fine, so that didn't happen. Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. I'm gonna bet I'm gonna fail. Fuck up a bunch of times.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates!
No! So,
So
ritual
dramatic.
did work?
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back. Yes. Rantaro was resurrected. The culprit is the late Rantaro Amami!
Please, stop it!
This isn't about believing in reviving the dead. You have to focus on their statements. I know the ritual didn't succeed, and there should be evidence to support that.
This crime was committed
Indeed.
by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our
Okay, no,
classmates.
that's not it.
No!
I think the next statement. No, we'll run after that.
So,
Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. That is indeed wrong.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Discussion: be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Oh, I guess you're right.
well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second! I can't let that comment stand! Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive.
But I didn't waste it yet.
You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Monodum is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible!
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Okay, I just want to point one thing out. Usually when people die, they have this picture which has a cross on it, like they're dead. Okay. Angie, on the other hand, if you pay attention, she's a little bit different. And I find what I'm using.
Who did it?
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this. I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
What? Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened.
You don't know Jack. I'm gonna bet.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab.
Hold up. Smuggy's account Angie had locked herself in the Ultimate Artist Lab since yesterday working on the ritual. She would not lock the door unless someone from the student council asked her to. And he's not on the student council.
Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit
that's
it,
a
you
lie.
shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie! Booyah! I'm a fucking genius!
I disagree. It's Kyo really the culprit. Does that story fit the facts of the case? At the very least, there was no way he could have forced his way into the
The
room.
culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab.
Actually, hold up a second.
Which makes you...
Can lock and unlock a front door of the Ultimate Lab.
Kyo, automatically
Yeah, it just implicates
suspicious.
him.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So
Okay.
that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke...
That voice is better.
No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie.
I wouldn't rule out Tenko, you know.
I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? 'Cause a robot ain't people, Jack!
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
What else? The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Samugi? Well...
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Gonta
I'm not the culprit.
Not the culprit.
And blaming on the yeah. She says the same thing again. Okay.
We must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects outside the
Not
student
betray
council.
student council.
That's utterly impossible.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone could open
culprit!
that door.
Right.
Only student council members had access.
Look, I don't know who the culprit
I didn't know
was,
robots told such boring lies.
but it's definitely not
Is
me.
that a robophobic remark?
She's too much text at the same time. I'm trying to read it. There were several suspicious statements, but the most obvious inconsistent is good. Yeah. I just have to point out that
Must consider other
inconsistency.
possibilities.
So yeah, I gotta wait a little bit.
Surely there
The
must
teacher
be
will speak
suspects
after a while,
outside
and
the
then I'm
student
sure that this
council.
block we can.
That's utterly impossible.
Alright,
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open
culprit!
that door.
and just anyone can open the door.
Only student council members had access.
Only. There we go. Hey!
I heard it!
Oh, it worked at the last moment. Like, what the hell? It just passed through and then it worked. Ha!
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Pooichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. Click, click, click. Crack. There, open sesame.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
Sounds like a lie.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
What?
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie. The culprit was me, all along.
What?
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Pooichi really is culprit?
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room. They used a different method.
What different method?
Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was...
The back door.
That's it! The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
The culprit used a certain tool.
The sword. What? Oh no! No! Oh no! God damn it. Why do I have to deal with this shit again? Last time it took me like 3 hours to do this crap. Where even is anything? Oh, here's something. Wait, is that what I think it is? Yep. Anyhow. Okay, so where is anything? What the hell? That motherfucker is supposed to be hidden. I was able to find that, but not the... Seriously, I didn't see anything. Also, this is going way better than usual. Okay, still nothing. What the hell? It's empty! Oh, wait, I didn't see it. There it was. Oh, right, I got a perk that makes it so I can't see him. Ah, okay, now I see it. Okay, so... Then the script doesn't work. Hold up. Stupid script doesn't work. Fine, whatever. I think we use the sword, so I need this. Yeah, there we go.
I see it! The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock because...
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigies hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
Different purpose? What could it have been? Well, Mio said it's a distraction. The culprit somehow used the setup to lock a room. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. This again. Well, he hung. Yeah, I think that's the word. Which, oh, it's a circle. Okay. Anyway, I think he hung every other one to distract from the fact that she had a sword in her. So the sword was stabbed because it was used to close the door, but okay. I'm trying not to fuck up and to put up a coherent sentence. But anyway, yeah, The sword was in the wax sculpture, and the sculpture was turned to close the lock. Since it's very easily closed, that wouldn't be a big problem. Okay, 2 more letters. Return the handle of the sliding lock. Okay. So, give me the options. Got it. Read. Everything's handful. Put on speed. There we go. Okay, but still, I'm not so sure about who did the murders. If I had to guess, I'm guessing Tenko killed Angie somehow, and then Kibo killed Tenko. That's no evidence in my head when it comes to that, but if I just had to guess, I'm thinking that's the case. Okay, this car seriously handles like a block of ice on oil. Who was... what was done to the katana? To... katana turn? What? To make the katana turn the lock. Yeah, I'm thinking the effigy was like spinning a little bit. But it should be really precise and hard to pull off. Stab. Stabbed. Stabbed. Right, that's why it was there. Yeah, let's run you over into my car. So ridiculous. I wonder if it's gonna be Danganronpa 4. I really like this series. And it doesn't devolve into some crazy shit like a corpse party. I always considered those two kind of similar, but corpse party being more horror, mystical crap, and Danganronpa being more mystery. Instead of crazy ass magic and stuff. Still, I have a lot of similarities. You know, it's kinda nice when you can actually miss all letters and still be fine. This would really suck if you're not supposed to miss anything. Because I keep doing that. How was the effigy manipulated to make a katana effect? Okay, I think it was turned around. I'm just not sure how exactly you get the rope outside to turn it. I think it's called spinning it. I think I'm spinning it. Yep, I'm right. There we go. I'm just not sure how.
That's it. The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist.
This setup looks ridiculous.
Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way.
Ah, right, you can do it that way. But the height would be different. You would really need to calculate this shit.
And of course, the katana would spin with it.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place?
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope, and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked.
Yeah, that's a cool mystery.
By using the effigy with a katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Actually, now when I think about it, I'm a little bit curious. What if you just shake the door a little bit? Will the door open like that? If the lock is that loose. Anyway, moving on.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
Yep.
I didn't say that.
In any case, the
I
culprit
did.
probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we'd think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have hit the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility. But I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
A lie, just like I fucking thought.
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh, man, you guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
God damn it, you know... It really sucks how he didn't die in that third cutscene.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
For once I agree with her.
Okay, I'll start right now.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
You. I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Jesus.
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Oh god.
Cum dumpster! Finally! Someone finally called
Oh
me
my
a
god.
cum dumpster!
Jesus Christ.
What should we talk about now?
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab.
Oh my god, thank you guys for just ignoring all that.
Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
That is not necessary.
It's fine. It's just a waste of time.
A suspect? I never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next?
You know, all things considered, she's tiny. How the hell would she lift all those wax sculptures? It's gotta be someone strong, I'm thinking. Not exactly sure how much they weigh, but to lift all them, that you gotta be able to actually lift.
I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting...
Why did Tenko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
The two victims could have been killed by two separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We've got to figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless! Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko...
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Pooichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously! It's way too late to realize that now.
God damn it, man, get a clue.
Our only option is to face her death head on.
Yeah. Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through.
Okay, at least a little bit tactful now.
So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is... Death Curse!
Suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too!
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
You know, I'm a bit curious about another thing. Okay, say we figure out what happened to Tenko. Wouldn't Monokuma be like, yo bitches, you better finish this up. I'm gonna, like, execute you all, as is. Do you have enough time to do this, is my point. Kinda.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
You're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. That was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So, what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tencrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tencrotch!
The people who attended the seance. Pooichi, Himiko, Pooichi, yeah.
That's it!
And Tenko.
It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those four are the culprits!
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four is really
You?
Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this. Very well. I shall begin the preparations at once.
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
Point of entry from outside. He must be referring to the missing floorboards and that thing in the floor. How do I... Can I rotate it? The floorboard. How do I do this? Floorboards under the tank are loose. Culprit might have gone under the floor to enter. Think of the top end of the entire seance and like your fob. It wasn't the only place where the hole was. That's my point. There's an allocation what we could have explored and exited without using that area. What's that? Yeah. Where? Goddamn, I know what I'm supposed to select here. I just don't know which part of the picture it is. Like, if you just let me, like, rotate the camera a little bit.
There!
Is it?
You're talking about
you sure
under
about
the
that?
floor, right?
Yes! Like I fucking tried to point out to begin with.
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person can move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
The robot.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
You still creep. Jeez. You can't just be like, ah, I know who the killer is. It's blah 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 blah. No, I know the killer.
By crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance!
I said hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold Hold on a second!
It's true that with a little light you can move around under the floor. What I'm suspicious about is the fact that you will light the room upstairs as well. Thinking about that room, I don't think it would have been possible to use a light under the floor.
Sneaked in during the seance.
Yeah, oops, wrong button. Hold up, let me check that. Hold was in the corner of the room the seance was held in. There is a space on the floor so you can see what was read there. Keep this flashing function. There's floorboards. The floorboard right below Tenko. It was not loose before the seance, there was dried blood on the bottom of part of the floorboard.
In the seance, how could they even see if they were under the floor?
Okay,
Because it wasn't dark under the floor.
not sure about
You see,
where I'm
our
supposed to
villain
shoot.
had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean, Kiba's flashlight function. Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kiba
Yeah.
could have used that function to get
On the corner?
and sneak
Maybe?
into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second!
I'm not
He used his
sure.
robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second!
You know, it's kind of weird how he's just telling everyone to hold on a second but doesn't actually try to disprove it.
The culprit sneaked in during
Okay,
the
yeah,
seance.
keep talking. I think I'm gonna shoot Mio's statement with hole in the corner.
Black during the seance.
Like the light is gonna poke from
How
that
could they
hole,
even see if they were under the
is what
floor?
I'm thinking.
Because it
Here we
wasn't
go.
dark under the floor.
Yeah,
You see,
come
our
on.
villain had a light.
No.
You mean candle?
I mean, Kiba's
So what if I
flashlight
try a
function.
line? I'm just not sure where I'm supposed to use it.
Now hold on a second!
Kiba could have used that under the floor.
Nope. Sure, scrams under the floor, but there's enough room for one person to move around. Especially if I have Kiba's flashlight. And a mistake. I was
Culprit
wrong!
sneaked in during the seance.
Point was the light that broke through. These floorboards then?
During the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
It's not like people close their eyes, right?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor.
Yes,
see,
move
our
on,
villain
come
had a
on.
light.
Yes, I got it. Oh yeah, I can use this. That doesn't speak to me that much.
Used
Never mind. Hold up.
get under the floor.
Raise it here. Bloody hell, come on!
wrong?
That was wrong.
Culprit sneaked in during the seance.
Ah,
crawling
jeez.
under the
Oh,
floor.
I'm making this flashlight.
But it was pitch black during the
What?
seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Flashlight
Because
drawbacks?
it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
If a room as dark as it was, no one would need a light, no? I deny my entire theory. Have a way your evidence is lacking. You know, it would be great if I would actually get information what the lie be. Flashlight drawbacks. What's that?
But it was pitch black during the seance.
Flashlight drawbacks. Anything? No?
How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it
Well, in the
wasn't dark
corner?
under the floor. You see, our villain
No? Fuck, yes, I get it.
the culprit sneaked in during the
Jeez, I know what's wrong, I just don't know how to put it into words. Like, I said what's wrong, but I don't know how to make it work.
How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Yeah, I'm thinking a lie
Because it
should be
wasn't
here.
dark under the floor.
Because none of those disprove it.
You see,
Okay, loose floorboards. Right below tank, it was not loose before the seance. Red blood on the bottom part of the floorboard. Okay, so blood on the bottom. What does it mean? Damn it! I don't know.
our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I
And,
mean, Kiba's flashlight function. Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said hold on a second!
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold
I
on
have
a
no
second!
idea. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. the light you can move around under the floor. Okay, let's try to think. Oh, here. But thinking about it, room, I don't think it would be possible to use light under the floor. So the weak part should be trying to prove that it's impossible to use the light.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
Try using loose floorboards in his statement. I tried to use the news, and the lie the loose floorboards didn't work either. Yeah, I'll try it. What? Huh? Hey! Don't bait me like that. Okay, so that didn't work. Well, saying deny my evidence lacking. No, my evidence isn't lacking. You're just stupid and you don't realize what I'm trying to fucking say. Stupid piece of shit.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
In the corner.
Because it wasn't dark under the floor.
Maybe.
You see,
that
our
bitch. Let's get it.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean,
cancel now. I don't want to shoot it. I changed my mind now.
People could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said,
Start
hold
now.
on a
I have
second.
only 10 seconds. I won't have enough.
The culprit the seance.
Time's up. What the hell am I supposed to use it for? I know what's wrong. I know what's supposed to be said, but just I don't know how to fucking make it work. That's why this game's so fucking frustrating during these trials. Yes, we tried. Also, I like how you like. Oh, is it over already? Let's execute the protagonist. And the protagonist is like, no.
During the seance.
I love that fact.
Under the floor.
He has complete control of the game.
How could they even see it?
Okay, yes.
Because
And
it
then the
wasn't
lights. And back on the floor.
You see, villain had a light.
Nope.
Damn it!
I'm not gonna look at the walkthrough.
The culprit sneaked in during the
I'm
seance
getting spoilers.
by crawling under the floor.
That's the drawbacks.
How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark.
By the way, all those eyes, they can remind me of Soul Eater.
Villain had a light.
Why not? Why fucking not?
Damn it!
Everyone would see those lights. It would be
During the
obvious.
seance by crawling under the floor.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. Why doesn't the game recognize my attempts?
That's wrong!
I fucking tried it before. Why didn't it work?
I don't think the culprit could have used a light.
Okay, whatever. I'm gonna cut it. I don't think a culprit could have used.
There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
The floor wasn't freaking well made. The light would poke through regardless of that hole being there. Ah, fucking game.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats.
Actually, kinda does.
My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
What the hell?
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Grown to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Where would they get the paint?
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Actually, no, wait a second. First murder in the second game.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
Holy shit, yeah, actually, that's exactly like a first murder, now that I think about it.
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
Yeah, I remember he talked to her. Even after the blanket went down. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside Cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
But she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads!
Huh?
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory.
By the way, do her glasses do anything? Maybe they have night vision?
Now hurry up and think!
Also, yeah, does Maki's lab have night vision goggles, I wonder?
If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Okay, engage right shield
When
dog
Tenko
statue.
got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time, and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Ooh, like that.
When Cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
Himiko.
It was me.
Then obviously Himiko is the culprit!
There's no down!
What the fuck is wrong with her? Seriously. Tenko could have been killed during the seance. Impossible, she couldn't have been killed when the cage was opened. I'll prove it.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
Okay, let's just double check it. When cage with Tenko was in during the seance. He is around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. Pooichi and Kokichi placed this over Tenko and Himiko removed it. Tenko's blood was on the bottom of the Yeah, that's probably it.
It could not have been done at any
And
time.
about the sheet. Just to make sure. That sheet, what was all over Iron Cage during the seance. It's very thick and can't be seen through. There's a blood on the back around the middle of the sheet, but there's no hole in the fabric. So it's not been from the outside.
And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about the moment Cage was lifted?
What?
Damn it! When Tenko got killed,
I'm gonna get freaking mistakes again and again and again.
It could not have been done at any other time.
I just double check it should be. Very thick and kind of simple. One on the back in the middle of a sheet. There's no hole in the fabric.
Time.
Yeah, then try the sheet then.
She was under the cage the whole time. And she was dead
Yes, she
when
was.
the cage was lifted.
And she... Yes.
What about moment Cage was lifted?
Shit.
That's wrong!
There we go. Thank fuck. Jeez.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it.
And the cage too.
That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted. If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
what? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
What?
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
What perverted stuff are you gonna say now? Yeah. Okay, hold up. Marker Stone was...
Tenko
Wait, Marker
died
Stone?
after the seance.
Oh, no, no.
When the sheet was
Position is
lifted,
wrong.
That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gap, and that clean white sheet got stained blood red.
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade
Yeah, exactly.
fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko.
Damn
Sitting
it.
in there with her neck all exposed.
I'll cut
There
through
we
your
go.
words.
Ah, jeez. But it failed again.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
You're enjoying this, you pervert.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no worries.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
Yeah, sure, buddy.
What are you talking about? That's not possible!
He's shaking.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that! Screw spirits!
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Vengeance. Revengeance.
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible! Spirits can't be culprits!
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done
wait!
that!
I know! What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
What?
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance!
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I
noticed.
agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
What? You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
The they she's referring to. Who could have killed Tenko from inside the cage? Me and Kokichi? Danganronpa, kinda, Kokichi. Could have killed Tenko inside the cage at any time. Really,
no!
detective. Stop confusing me, I don't know. Who do I... Himiko? Are you suspecting me? I would never kill Tenko. I don't know.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yep.
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
What did you say?
Gee, don't confuse me like that. Just say, no, she could have killed herself. No, she was hiding with her the entire time.
Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yep.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
I don't think that's what we're fighting for. Hey Angie, why did you brainwash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
Yep.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us down?
But why would she want to kill Himiko? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
But what are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
Yeah, if you want to kill her, you wouldn't say some stuff like that. Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Wait! We should believe Tenko's last words!
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Stop calling her out, she's gonna kill you, man.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Oh my god, she doesn't mind anymore. Yeah.
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe. My heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gota no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
Proper reason.
Alright, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. Okay everyone, I'll see you guys after the sea ends. She said see you guys after, now she had a sudden change of heart. Just because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean it was suicide. Shouldn't be satisfied with that, and if we keep thinking we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe. Okay, still not the... Yeah, no, I forgot the word for it.
So
The
far,
middle of it,
suicide
like
seems to be
timeout.
the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Everyone thinks that Tenko committed suicide, only because we're like latching onto the easiest answer. She wouldn't have had the strength to throw away the cycle. I have to lie.
Suicide seems to be the best explanation.
I have to lie.
Her plan was to take us down with her.
Okay, Tenko died in crouched position, the injury on the back of her neck was deep, probably not enough to kill her immediately.
So she hid her true
For which cage child you need blah blah blah.
intentions.
Yes, welcome help from told them that to Angie and nothing victim time of death was approximately 2 AM. Wait, 3? What does 3 have to do with this? Where's 4? Can I still can't scroll down. Maybe I need to hold some button and then try to scroll down. No. Crap, let's cancel. No, wait a second, what if I just use a mouse? No, that mouse doesn't work either. This is a mouse wheel. Okay, so... Get thumb buttons? Nope, they don't do anything either. Yeah, they don't do anything. Fuck, it sucks.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle.
Nope, that was a guess. She could kill a sickle under close. If you kill a girl says so, then I believe it. Made a mistake, I need to think it all over again.
Suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Best
Her
explanation.
plan was to take us down with her.
Take us down. Take his response.
So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
But if Tenko did
I don't know,
commit
Case
suicide,
Child, how can you lie about it?
it would explain how she died during the seance.
Seriously, it would really help if it was like,
Could have secretly
if you
brought
try
the
to
sickle
lie, this is what it'll say. No,
and then stabbed herself with it.
I don't think that's the
Finally, with
case.
the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor.
Son of a bitch!
All the pieces fit.
Yeah, it disappears at the last moment. Like, that slowdown is cool and all, but...
So far, suicide seems to be the best
Hey.
explanation.
Faster, faster, yes. Yes, moving on, come on, faster. Button.
But if Tenko
What does
did
this one do?
commit
Nothing.
suicide,
Okay. Not you. Moving on. Not you. Not you either. This.
She threw the
Oh, come
sickle
on!
underneath the floor. All the
Freaking bullshit. Why is it so accurate? Okay, you know what? Fine, I'll use a mouse. Impossible to aim with an analog stick. I don't know how you console peasants do this. No.
finally,
No. Shit, no. Hold.
she threw the sickle
Ah,
underneath the
take the
floor.
gun!
All the pieces fit.
Get it. Hell yes. Faster. Except 2
Hid her
minutes.
true intentions.
You know what? Let's hold it.
Tenko's not that kind of person!
Well, I can hold 2 buttons, so I can...
Tenko did commit suicide,
Yes.
it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the
Yes.
sickle and then stabbed
Blah
herself
blah
with it.
blah.
Finally, with
Blah
the
blah
last
blah blah blah. Stop.
I'll reveal the truth.
There we go. Fine.
Tenko
even knew what
couldn't
I'm
have
supposed to
thrown
do,
the
I just
sickle
can't hit
onto the
it.
floor. Because she died instantly. Instantly?
I don't mind it can be instant. But she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail.
You're terrible at this.
Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko is killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
The thump?
If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. Should remember what happened in the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. Need some kind of clue what will help me solve the mystery. The mystery. It's a thump. Just say thump. That's it. The thump.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall, I think.
I'm more concerned about how dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to relight the candles. Moving along the walls was seriously tough.
Yes, you'd never know if anyone got naked. And why would anybody get naked? Goddamn meal. It's gotta be her. She's a knight. It's pitch black during the seance. That limits what could have happened. I think Himiko remembered correctly. I also feel like I heard something fall. Exactly. So to speak to Himiko's... She was perfect now. Not that. Now that I think about it, yes, this one. And... yes. And stuff. Fuck it. No, 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 no! You saw it, didn't you? Fucking... Got that game! Need to be freaking 360 no scope here.
I agree.
Jesus. Yeesh.
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
Wait, what? It wasn't bang. It was a thump.
Something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but...
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
Loud sound. Like something hit the floorboards. Maybe the sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. Oh god. Let's hold that. Lab effigies, lab. Still down there. What? Oh, yeah. Is that it? I just gotta believe you anymore if you keep saying random things, you know. You gotta say that. You going forward? Nope. Oh, he's going back down. Okay. No, wait, you didn't. Okay, sequel under 4. Dried blood. Thunder seance. Circle, good statue. Yeah, I think in this one. So the sickle like hitting the floor. It could have made such a loud sound. Must have been earlier. Huh. Well, you don't know how big it is. Jeez. Person moves one little portion of its possible postcard. I think it wasn't broken issues. And it has nothing to... What?
I was wrong.
No, it does. It's just a lie. It might not be the answer, but it's a lie. It is that it's best to have stuff to do with it. Oh my god, holy shit, what am I supposed to select
I
here?
was wrong.
Am I gaining hearts from losing this? Okay, let's just look at this, all this again. Want to perform it? No. In the last moments. Lack of connect with Diva problem. She won't be that heavy. Iron cage. She tried to get up, lifted the cage a little bit and then would drop. Is that it? Let's shoot dog statue. Dog? It is pretty heavy. Would I agree to forget something like that? Yeah, it was in the right position, so what the hell is it? I have no idea! Cage? Is it a cage? Holy shit, I'm running out of options at this point. What is it? Right to bottom.
This is it!
Are you fucking serious?
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound.
Yes, the floorboard. This tiny freaking piece of shit is not is heavier than the sickle, of course. Oh my god.
That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
And
Could the floorboard have made such a loud sound, though?
it wouldn't.
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. I would have had. I would have had to be strong impact to make it sound. Is that a correct sentence? I don't think it doesn't sound right to me. But what was it? What could it possibly be?
All right then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
I seriously want to cut out all my fuck-ups, but I'm thinking I'm actually gonna keep them.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that
I tried
statue
that.
was still on top of the cage.
Culprit
They
hid
pulled
on
it back.
the floor, then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and Balls are the best of friends?
Why can I agree with that? Why can I agree with that last statement? What if it have made a strong enough impact to knock the floorboard loose? No, think about it. There was something up about the floor crosspiece. That have something to do with it.
So what
Oh, crosspiece. Well, the crosspiece is what supports the loose floorboard. The only seance is held in. On the portion that supports the floorboard was cut off. It wasn't broken naturally, it looked like someone who purposely cut it. And that's what fell. It's not the top, it's the bottom. Why didn't the game agree with me? You stupid freaking game! Fuck you!
Judging from the sound,
whatever.
there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
Yeah, no.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing
Think.
sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
No.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
culprit hide under floor?
Culprit, no.
Then stood up with such might.
Hide under floor, no.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
I'm thinking of that.
I agree.
Yep. For once I'm fucking right.
Pooichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What did they stand to gain? That's the question. So in this case I need to think carefully about the crosspiece and the floorboard. Tenko's body was at one end of a loose floorboard. The crosspiece what had been cut was on the other side of the crossboard. Unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the crosspieces was cut, the other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko. The other one was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. What was the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floorboards? He was afraid the Angie's spirit would actually work and answer who the culprit is in the Angie's murder. So the killer is actually one for both of them. Kinda interesting. I think that might be the case. And the one who truly believed that the seance might actually work is not Kokichi, Kyo, the creep. Think, come on, think! Oh no, it's this shit again. God, what the hell do I even do? See, is that it? I need A. A. No. C, another E. C. C. W. C. What was that? I do have some sort of C. No. Seesaw? I have no idea. I'm just gonna keep guessing. Seesaw? Yeah. P? No. F? No. I don't know. I still don't know. What happened when loose floorboards was stepped on? Seesaw? Effect? I should have checked the question before actually attempted to do this. Oh god. F, another F, I need another F. There's still F, right? F. I think that is F. Yes. Another E. 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 Jeez. Oh god. Okay, I'm not that stupid.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Huh? A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Don't it snap, by the way?
Body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
Floorboard, seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusion can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been what is consistent with the evidence. Underneath the top of the cage.
That's it! The sickle was
Can
at
I get
the
more
top
hearts?
of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in a crouched position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
Good old-fashioned?
Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
Exactly.
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
No, I think that was you.
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Wait, you saw it, didn't you? The text was kind of more to the left, and then suddenly shifted. That was weird.
Huh?
Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
And you did that.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
Also, consider how the floorboards are. I don't think she's heavy enough to even lift her. You know what? Wait a second. Can I? Report card for each student. Okay, so... now. Kill me now. Tenko. 115. 86. I don't know. Difference isn't that big, I suppose.
She likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance, and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko. All according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
It is true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea. Does it really mean Himiko really didn't kill Tenko? Will something like that really happen? Something so cruel. Intermission? I remember that word! I remembered that word, it's intermission! Yay! Nope.
Well now.
Looks like we've reached the intermission segment, which means it's time for our Guess the Victim quiz. A victim quiz? Not a culprit quiz? The only victims are the people who are still watching this drawn-out boring crap. I've been such a downer all of a sudden. It's okay, I am sure everyone is happy. How do you know? I could be skipping this entire conversation for all you know. I can't take it anymore. I have a real victim here. Me! Why are you getting upset? If anything, I'm the real victim. I gotta put up with all this nonsense all the time.
Absolutely right.
That's the right answer, Monodam. Why? He hasn't said anything. Exactly, because there are no victims. Yep, even if you're killed in this killing game, you're a winner. Because when everyone mourns you, and you get tons of posthumous popularity. Oh, Daddy, you don't need to reveal this kind of behind-the-scenes details.
Right.
That makes you more popular, and you gotta die soon too. Monokuma didn't talk much. Hold up.